Hey friend, thanks so much for joining me on YouTube. The video that you're about to see was originally recorded via Facebook Live for our weekly Work It Wednesday series. Any links mentioned in the video will be down below in the description, so make sure you check those out. And I would love to have you join me over on our Facebook page for a weekly dose of tips and tricks for your direct sales business. Thanks for joining. Hey you guys, happy Wednesday. Super excited. Okay, so we are 1 year in review today. This is super fun live for me. I get to be all personal and share personal stories. Not that I don't always share personal stories, but I'm really excited about this one. If you haven't joined us before, my name is Mary Haynes with Doggone Virtual. I am a direct sales strategist and coach. Hello, hello, hello. Hey guys, super excited you're here. Okay, so this one was hard, you guys, because I had to recap all my business lessons and figure out what I'm going to talk to you guys about. But I'm really excited because Monday was 1 year ago that I launched Doggone Virtual. I'm just going to warn you right now, you might have to grab some tissues because I'm already feeling like I'm going to tear up. Let's see. A year ago, August 3rd, 2019, I launched Doggone Virtual, and it came out of a desire to help other direct sellers because I was, So I was an executive leader with Pampered Chef. I got to that level fairly quickly. We were my team was amazing, and we were 1 month away from breaking the record at that time. People are doing it much faster now, which is awesome. And so coaching was my heart. I loved coaching, and I started networking with other direct sellers, and I started noticing some trends. I started noticing that not everybody was getting support, and not everybody was getting the things that they needed. And there were a couple of things, consistent questions that I noticed, things like that. And so I thought, you know what? I love virtual parties. And I am going to launch this virtual business. I'm going to launch this virtual business. And all we're going to do is we're going to make Facebook party graphics. That's all we're going to do. That was my initial thought. And so you can see a year later, we've morphed into a whole bunch of other things. And my daughter, just so you know, my daughter, Michaela, she is almost 17, and she helps a lot with the design aspect. She's very graphically gifted, and so color, she's good at all those things. And so we kind of started this thing together where she kind of works behind the scenes, helping create some of the party packs that we have on the site. She helps me with some of the social media type stuff, creating graphics, things like that. So we started this thing, and not 2 days before, it was 2 days before my resignation was final, I started getting messages, and people were asking, because I was leaving the field, if I could coach them. And I was like, sure. That's sure. Okay. And so we morphed into coaching. I started coaching people, and that was really fun. And then all of a sudden we morphed into all of these other things. And so where we are, August 5th, 2020, 1 year later, is nowhere where I expected this business to be, it just wasn't where I didn't see this coming, guys. Didn't see this coming. And so I thought it would be kind of cool if I wanted to think back about what lessons we learned, what mistakes I made in the last year, and really how you guys can apply that in your direct sales business as well. So I have a list. I have 12 different lessons that I want to talk about. Okay, so the first one, and these are in no particular order, these were just as they came to mind. And obviously, you guys, there were other lessons that I learned, but they don't necessarily apply to what you guys are doing. So I kind of tried to keep it to something that would help you in your business. So the first one is if you've been around me for a hot minute, you knew I was going to say this, set goals and measure them, and then adjust them along the way. So I had specific goals, specific things I wanted to do with this business right when I started. And those goals shifted from, number of email subscribers to number of followers on Facebook to, number of coaching clients to number of items sold. I set benchmarks all along the way to know where I would focus my time, what in the world I was headed towards. I did the same thing when I was in direct sales. So you guys, if you're not setting goals, you really need to set goals. And it doesn't matter what the goals are, you get to decide, but there needs to be some sort of benchmark so you know when you've hit it. And the goals are really just a destination, okay? It's something you can measure. It's a place where you're headed. So it could be, okay, my goal is to launch on Pinterest this month, or my goal is to promote this month, or my goal is to help 5 people get their business started. It doesn't matter what it is, but there needs to be goals along the way. And then another thing, you guys, give yourself permission to adjust. Because guess what? Who knew that there was going to be a pandemic this year? Like that made me pivot really hard on some things. So I didn't know that when I set my goals in December, headed into 2020, I had very different things in mind for 2020. But when I started seeing what was happening, I pivoted pretty quickly on my goals and tabled some things until later. So make sure that you're setting some sort of goals for your business. And again, they can be big, scary goals. They can just be, okay, today I want to do this. And then breaking those goals down into bite-sized pieces. We've been talking about this a lot in our membership group. We talked about this on Monday. So taking those big things, break them down, divide it by 12, and then divide it by 4 to get your weeks. And then, divide it by 5 if that's how many days that you work, okay? The other thing, this is a big one, and this may come as a surprise. So listen to your audience and be willing to pivot. So this is something that as direct sellers, you guys need to pay attention to. So sometimes we get so stuck in, this is the way I'm going to do my parties, and this is the way I'm going to work. We don't listen to what people are saying and we're not paying attention to signals. So we're not paying attention to what our team needs. We're not paying attention to what our guests need. We're not paying attention to the questions that they're asking. If people are asking, specific questions, if people are asking specific questions repeatedly, pay attention to those. Go try to answer those questions, all right? So make sure that you're paying attention and you're listening when people talk about something. So a couple of things that I noticed early last year. So I never thought, like I said, I'd be offering some of the things that I'm offering now. We were just going to make Facebook party graphics. That's all we were going to do, guys. That's all we were going to do. So I, in the beginning, said I will never. Okay, so never say never would be the kind of backup lesson to this. I'll never have a Facebook group. Yeah, that didn't work. I had a free one in the fall, and then we pivoted to a paid membership in April. Yeah, didn't see that coming. I never thought I would have a leadership mastermind. But what happened was my coaching clients needed it, and I had too many coaching clients that needed it, that needed help actually leading their teams and didn't have either upline or company support or didn't have the experience yet to be able to do that. And so I said, okay, I don't know how this is going to work, but I'm going to start one. And so we did. We have one in the spring, and now we're offering one again starting this month. Had no intention of ever offering that. And you guys can thank Barb Brimhall for that, because she was really the one that kept like, I need help on this. And so she kept pushing me and kind of shoved me in that direction. Coaching was not even it wasn't on my radar. Again, I was just going to do Facebook party graphics. That's all I was going to do, you guys. That's all I was going to do. And now we offer, I offer one-on-one coaching. A couple of the smaller things that we offered that I didn't really plan was the monthly graphics packs and like content planners. Had no idea I was going to do that, but it's a super fun product and people tend to love that. Team training. I didn't realize leaders needed, I don't know why I didn't realize this, but I didn't realize leaders needed help training their teams. I had no idea. I had no idea. So I started offering this in June because I kept getting asked about it. I was listening to my audience, and again, something not on my radar, but we started offering group training for teams. Oh, go figure. And then courses were kind of always in my lane, but we've had some boot camps and we've had some other courses. So really just trying to think about what your people need. So when you're listening to your customers, what do they need? If they're struggling, like I see some PC people on here, if they're struggling with mealtime, what specifically are they struggling with and how can you meet that need? Kimberly, I'm looking at you. So if they're struggling with organizing their time or organization, what are those consistent questions that they're asking and how can you solve that problem? My crafty friends, what's the problem that people are having and how can you solve it? So really paying attention and listening to your audience will help you grow because you're serving them and you're figuring out what they actually need. Okay. Okay, this is a really big one, and this one's probably going to hurt you guys. So number 3, delegate early and hire experts. Okay, this was huge for me, and I knew this when I was in the field, you guys. I had like 4 assistants when I left. So that handle all sorts of different things for my business. I am not sure why I didn't do this earlier, so this is a mistake, but I did this in some areas, but I was blind to it in others. So here's an example. I knew for blog posts, I really needed to be on Pinterest. Well, I didn't have time to also, manage my family and launch this business and everything else. I understand how Pinterest works and I can work Pinterest, but is that the highest and best use of my time? Probably not. Actually pinning and rotating and stuff. So I hired someone to manage my Pinterest account. I feed everything over and she takes care of, the actual management portion and, gives me reports and stuff each month because I delegated that early, but there were several other things that I did not delegate early enough. Bookkeeping for one. I don't have time for that. I don't know if anybody else has time for that. Even though I like the numbers, but it's not the highest and best use of my time. Like repurposing content. I have not been doing that effectively enough. I've been doing it to some degree, but you guys, yes, Kimberly, you do need an assistant ASAP. So you can delegate some of those tasks. So when you're thinking about your content, okay, so think about if you make I'm thinking about your parties, like if you're doing virtual parties or if you have a VIP group or if you have a business page, how can you take that content that you're creating and repurpose that? Someone else can do that, you guys. Someone else can take that same content that you created, that really good content, and make a microblog post about it or load, if you have Facebook Lives, someone else can load those videos to YouTube for you. Someone else can do those things. So you can be the creator. You can be the person who's actually creating the stuff that people love. And so that's your gift and that's what you can do. But other people can actually do the things that they're the people, experts in that field. So the person I have for Pinterest, she's an expert in Pinterest. So that's perfect because I don't have time to keep up with the Pinterest updates, right? Or I don't have time to actually manage that. So just think through, what are those areas of your business that you need to delegate that are not actually income producing that you can actually hand off to someone else, right? I was talking to a coaching client this morning, mailing thank you cards. Now listen, y'all know I'm all about the Happy Mail. I love me some Happy Mail, but the problem is it takes up so much time. And yes, it's heartfelt. And yes, like I want you to thank your customers and stuff, but you don't have to actually be the one to write the note and stamp the envelope and send it in the mail. Someone else can actually take care of that for you so you can get back to income producing tasks. Okay, so delegate and hire. That's a really big one. Know your strengths and work within those strengths. Okay, another one, done is better than perfect. Don't overthink. You guys, this is so big. And I struggle with this in some areas. I've gotten better with this as I know, as I pay more attention to my personality and what I know where I tend to fall down in this, and trying to keep too many things to myself instead of letting other people handle it, because it's just easier this one time if I can just get it done and not worry about it. But the problem is every single time I do that, that's like compounding the time and energy, and I could have delegated this to somebody else and they could have actually gotten it done. Would it be exactly like I've done it? No. But would it have been good enough? Yep. Because guess what? That Facebook image that you spent like an hour creating is only on Facebook and really seen for like 24 to 48 hours. So don't be stressed about it. Okay, don't be stressed about it. Done is better than perfect. Yes. Just get it done. Like, just get it done. I'll give you a perfect example. So I am according to Ruth Sukup in her book, Do It Scared, which is a really good book if you want to grab that. I almost didn't read it because I'm not a fearful person, but I read it and figured out my personality type is a perfectionist procrastinator. I do excellent work, but I will procrastinate the heck out of it if I don't understand it, or I will over perfectionist it. And so, perfect example, my husband and I, he has the same personality type. I had him take it too. And so we were working on something on the blog, and we both were sitting there for like 20 minutes moving. It was like a font or a letter over like an eighth of an inch. And it hit me. I was like, oh my gosh, look at us. What are you doing? I'm going to change that banner in like 2 months anyway. I'm not worried about where that silly font is. So don't overthink it, you guys. Just get it done. Okay. Oh, good. I love that book. I love that book. Good job, Beth. Okay. Let's see. So focus on, oh, this is the big one. Okay. Focus on working on let me say it correctly. Focus on working on your business and not in your business. So this kind of goes along with that delegate and hire and find experts in that field, right? So you are the driver of your business. If you're too busy stuck in the minutia of writing thank you notes or scheduling posts or creating graphics that are going to be out there for 24 hours, like that's not you actually working on your business. That's you working in your business. That's something that you need to pay someone 10, 12 bucks an hour to knock out. Like that's something you pay a teenager to do, or your mom who's retired that she can copy paste. Okay. So here's an example of this. Go back to Michaela. So for our membership group, I create, and I'm pretty transparent about this. I create the content. I type up everything that's going to be in the post. I tell her the text to put on the image, but she creates the image because she's good at it. And then she schedules the post. I'm still creating the content, but she's actually taking care of the execution for me. Because guess what? My hour or so spent scheduling, or 2 hours scheduling and creating those images, would be much better spent investing in a coaching client, or investing in team training, or investing in, developing a course or something like that. So make sure that you're working on big picture things, not just the minutia of the day-to-day stuff, because that's not the things that are actually moving your business forward. Okay. Let's see. Another one, always be learning. Always, always, always. I have taken so many courses in the last year. I'm in the middle of an intensive course right now that's like 12 weeks long. But always be learning, you guys. Always be growing. We never know everything there is to know about this business. And guess what? We're never going to. Okay. So always be, paying attention to what other people are doing. Always be investing in that learning, whether it's reading, whether it's with time or whether it's with money, reading and watching what other people do, and just being willing to be coachable and learn and say, you know what? My way may not be 100% the best way. It's not the only way. Is this way over here? Would it work too? So be willing to kind of learn and grow as you move through the business. And you guys, as you're learning, if something doesn't work, and I've said this in the group, don't think of that as a failure. It's just part of the learning. Okay, I tried this format for virtual parties, or I tried this type of post, or I tried that totally didn't work. What can I learn from that? What can I learn so that I can do better the next time? So know better, do better, right? So I can learn from that process, and then I can say, okay, so next time I would do it this way. Okay, so think through those things as you're moving through. Another thing, number 7. Master one thing at a time, you guys, just one. All right. I see this so much because, especially, Kimberly, you're so funny. Be willing to have Mary give you the side eye. I did ask permission first. So master one thing at a time, because here's the deal, especially on social media and other areas, right? There is so much information that comes at us on a day-to-day basis, right? And you're watching, Sally Sue over here who's rocking it inside your company, and you're like, oh, wait, she's on Instagram. Let me go do Instagram. Meanwhile, you can barely post consistently on your Facebook business page. So focus on one thing at a time, you guys. So if you want to improve your parties, focus on virtual parties. Head down, focus on virtual parties. If you want to, grow your reach on your business page, focus on posting consistently. And then once you've mastered posting consistently, then, okay, I'm going to start doing lives. Once you've got that consistently, you got that mastered, then move on to something else. I've had so many people tell me, oh, you need to do this and you need to do that and you need to be here and you need to be there. And my answer was always no, that's just not in my lane. Like, sorry, not headed there yet because I haven't mastered this thing over here that I'm working on first. So make sure, and I did this in the field too, where I'm like, bright shiny object, you go chasing something because something's working for someone else. But you guys, you got to make sure that you're doing the things like mastering those things first. Okay, master those things first, then keep moving. Okay, all right. Let's see. Oh, this is a good one, you guys. This is a good one. So you guys, mute mute the haters and unfollow the people that get in your head. Okay, you know why? Because listen, the people who are negative, the people who are getting in your head, just shut them down. Okay, shut them down, because here's the deal. They have no control over you. Okay, you let them go do their business, you go let them do their thing. But if they're affecting how you perform in your business, you need to just mute them, unfollow, get out of the groups, get out of it. Because here's what I did, okay? For the first 9 months or so that I was in business, all right, I unfollowed everyone who was even sort of kind of close to what I do, all right? Because I knew what my path needed to be. I knew where I wanted to go. And I just wanted to listen to my people and provide what my people wanted, right? But I shut down, I unliked and unfollowed a bazillion different pages. I unsubscribed from email lists because guess what? I can't compare my beginning to someone else's middle, okay? I just can't. So I had to stay in my lane, because what would happen? I would look over and I'd be like, oh, they're doing that. Oh, maybe I should go do that. And then I would get distracted, right? And then it would get in my head, well, their stuff looks better than mine. Like their stuff, I should probably go do that. Yeah. And it's distracting. And then if people are just negative, you guys, or if it causes you to doubt yourself, or this is one thing that happened to me in the field. I was very comfortable with my goals, and where I wanted my business to be. But I would see Sally crushing it and doing, way more volume than me and growing faster than me. And I'd be like, wait, I want to go do that. And I'm like, no, stay focused. This is where I want to be. I'm happy with my goals. I'm happy. So you got to just if there's people that are causing you to be distracted, or people that are causing you to feel stressed, or you're just tired of seeing their posts because every time you do, you feel like crap, turn them off. Okay. Just turn them off. All right. Just unfollow, mute, unfollow. You can snooze them for like 30 days. Just do that. It's totally fine. Okay. So now, now that I've got my head wrapped around my business and I feel a little more confident in what I'm doing, I follow people just because I'm curious what they're doing, not because I'm going to change my path, but because I'm just curious. What's everybody else doing? Right. Let's see. Follow people you want to be like. So this is kind of a big deal, you guys. If there are other people in your company that are uplifting, that are encouraging, that make you think, oh my gosh, I totally want to do what she or he did, go follow them and just start looking. Okay. Just start looking. That's it. Just don't get distracted, but just say, I see they're posting consistently. They're posting about this kind of stuff. Maybe, that's a good idea. Take ideas and inspiration from them and let them inspire you. Okay. So follow them. Follow people from other companies that are doing stuff that you want to do. That's because here's the deal. Lots of times culture between companies, or culture, your team culture, your business culture, a lot of it is driven by your company culture, is what I'm learning that a lot, because it can really affect your business. And so make sure that you're checking out other direct sales companies, other direct sales leaders, other direct sales consultants who are doing a good job, go watch. Go pay, go like, oh, that's kind of cool the way she did that. Who was it? I was talking to somebody the other day, and it was a coaching client, and she was talking about how she was attending other parties, and doggone it, I cannot remember who it was. She was attending other parties, and she said, oh, I know who it was. It was Alyssa. So she said, oh my goodness, I saw this girl do this thing and it was awesome. And I was like, this is brilliant. And so she implemented it in her parties. So you guys, watch people learn. Like, it goes back to being learning. These all kind of fit together, right? These all kind of fit together. So watch other people, follow them. Be coachable. You guys knew I was going to say that. Be coachable, you guys. Seriously. Okay. So be willing to pivot, be willing to have other people pour into your life, be willing to have other people give you side eye, be willing to do those things. Okay. Because I still pay someone to coach me, you guys. Like, I still do, because guess what? I don't know everything, and I don't know what I don't know. And she can see things in my life and in my business that I'm blind to. So she gets all up in my grill. I'm not even lying. Like, she has more wicked side eye than I do. I won't tell you who she is, but she's got some serious side eye. And so she gets in my face about stuff, and she's like, Mary, come on now. Come on, you know? And so she can help me. It helps me to think through stuff. So, but when she gets in my face about something, I know it's something that I need to change. And I know it's something like, dang, she's always right, right? So be willing to let someone coach you, whether that is your upline, whether that is your business besties that say the hard things to you, whether that is a coach. It doesn't matter, but be coachable. Be willing to change if someone sees something that you need to change, okay? This is a big one, you guys. Be consistent. Be consistent. Oh my goodness. Debbie, you're so cute. I grow the most when Mary steps the hardest on my toes. That's true. That's true. I usually grow the most when I get the most side eye from my coach too. Okay, so be consistent. I cannot stress this enough, you guys. It's the small daily habits that compound, that create success. Those small daily things that you do. All right, so here's an example. When I first started, I knew I wanted to send an email every week to my readers. Sometimes it's my goal is always Monday. Sometimes it doesn't happen by Monday. But every single week, except for, I said I was going to take 2 weeks off between Christmas and New Year's. I didn't send an email. Okay, I send an email every single week. Sometimes more than one if there's something going on that I need to tell you guys about. I knew I wanted to be consistent in my social media strategy. I went back and looked, except for the first month when I was kind of feeling my way through. I've pretty much posted every single day on my business page, sometimes more than once, every single day. So I've been pinning stuff consistently, like every day I'm pinning stuff on Pinterest, right? Let's see, post every day. What was the other thing? Posting, showing up live. So I said, okay, I want to do a live every single week. I know lives are powerful. I know that can reach lots of people. It's shareable. I feel comfortable in a live. So I started doing lives every single week. I've shown up here live, other than that 2-week break in between Christmas and New Year's, and 1 week when I was sick. You know what's happened? Totally organically. I did not buy likes or buy follows, but I have, if you look at our page, I started with 0 a year ago, and it's up to almost 1,000. That's strong organic growth, you guys. That's strong organic growth. And when people look at that, like, oh, I had someone say this to me. Well, you have all this, you have all these followers, and you have all this, and you have all that. Yeah, but a year ago, I started at 0. And so it's slow, and it's tedious, and it's being consistent. So if you're not growing in a specific area, are you being consistent? So if you're not, if your calendar's not full, are you consistently offering? If you are not growing a team, are you consistently offering? Asking about the business. Are you putting it out there consistently? Are you consistently doing follow-up? Are you consistently posting on social media? Well, my team's not engaged. Are you consistently posting in your team group? Like, It's those daily things that start to compound, you guys. It really, really is. And it may seem like something small to skip a post one day and then, oh, you skip the post next day and nobody's going to notice anyway. But it becomes a habit that you don't post. And then you're not consistent. And then you lose all that momentum that you've built. So be consistent in everything, you guys. Be consistent in everything. And then the last one, this is from IT Guy. He told me, I said, hey, what do you think of these lessons? And he's like, well, you've had other ones. I'm like, yeah, but those don't really apply to direct sales. So I gotta share the lessons that apply. And so here is his lesson that he wanted me to share with you. Number 12, listen to your husband because he's always right. I will tell you, he has been right. He has been right in lots of circumstances around this business, but it's not always. It's not always. So, but so have someone in your corner. My adaptation of the listen to your husband all the time is is make sure that you have someone that you bounce ideas off of. Make sure that you have someone, a business bestie, a spouse, a best friend, mom, somebody that you can just say, hey, so I'm thinking about this, or I'm thinking about that. Have someone that is willing to say, no, I don't like that, or that doesn't make any sense. Like, have people. Yeah, exactly. So have people in your corner that are doing this with you. He is funny. He is funny. So, all right, you guys. Those are my 12 lessons. Those are the 12 biggest things that I've learned. And these were things that I learned when I was in the field and things that I took with me, new lessons that I've learned since I've started this business a year ago. But you guys, there's so many lessons that we can learn in business, but take them as lessons, learn, adapt, change, pivot if you need to, because guess what? Like, this business can go wherever you want it to go if you just put in the effort, if you're just consistent, if you're continuously learning, if you're actually working on your business and not in your business. Like, all of those things can take your business wherever you want it to go, okay? So I'm super excited about August, you guys. If you are a direct sales leader and you want to come join us for the mastermind, I'm stoked about that. You can go to doggonevirtual.com/next level mastermind. I'll post it up there. I'll post it there so you guys can check it out. Registration opens on the 10th, actually starts on the 17th, and I'm so stoked at this new round of leaders. They're going to come in and we get to grow some teams, you guys. Super excited about that. All right, have a fabulous Wednesday. Thanks so much for joining me live, you guys. Super excited. And feel free to share. You can hit the little share button below. And Replay Warriors, thanks so much for coming in back and hanging out with us. Have a fabulous week, you guys. Have a fabulous week. Okay?